It is.
Yes, indeed, Ian, that's exactly correct. Top horses in both Sydney and Melbourne. In Sydney, we've got the Peter Pan Stakes for 3-year-olds and all the speedsters in the Concord Stakes. And down in Melbourne, what a great race we've got for you. First up, the Memsie Stakes at Weight for Age and a top-line field. I like the David Hayes trained Primacy. I think it's a beaut race for him. He's raced 3 times at 1,400 metres, twice at Weight for Age, and he's won both of them. The hat-trick coming up today. In the second leg in Melbourne, well, I'm going to give Big Jamaica a second chance. She disappointed last start, but I think she can win again today. So in Melbourne, it's 3 and 4 in the Darley Double. Up here in Sydney, in the first leg, well, you can't go past the Queenslander Brave Warrior. Almost, and I said almost, as popular up there as Kieran Perkins. A great race for him at the set weights, and I think he'll win. In the second leg, a very, very tough race. Carptingly, trained in Adelaide, has raced in both Melbourne and Adelaide. Well weighted against the Sydney horses, I feel, with 51 kilos, and I think he could win. Down in the weights, number 13, Carptingly in the second leg in Sydney. Good luck, good punting. Thanks, Ian.
Good on you, Ken. Thank you very much. And when you talk of champions and stayers, here's one of the best, Kenny Sutcliffe.
You're so sincere.
Shake your head, but who said snooker was dull and boring? There's always something happening, Ken, isn't there?
You're not wrong about that. I love the facial expressions, and I love the way that they have that little bit of repartee with the boss.
Yes, a bit of body language goes a long way. Okay, snooker, okay.
Yeah, thanks, Maxie. I'd give those guys the gold medal. And who's going to get the gold medal in the Memsie Stakes? Well, we'll start by looking at the prices. Soho Square at 25 to 1, the Phantom Chance at 30, Primacy favourite 5 to 4, Reading at 66, Palace Rain at 6, Bundy Lad at 15, 33 Runyon, 25 Lord Trident, 40 Shaminda Fur, 8 to 1 Keltreese, 9 Spanish Mix, and Tristalove 11 to 2 into 5 to 1. We go to Caulfield. There's only about 1 or 2 to go in. That looks like Spanish Mix going forward now to complete the line, or is there? Nope. There's one or two others still out. And the Memsie Stakes is over 1,400 metres around Caulfield. The turning track is very interesting. That's Runyon going in now. Spanish Mix to come up to complete the line. Time for us to go to Caulfield to our caller, John Russell. Here he is.
Sky Channel Memsie Stakes for 1994. There's the light. Ready, and they're off to a good start too, and Bundy Lad jumped brilliantly towards the inside, will lead and settling down. Soho Square got out well, so did Lord Trident, followed by Shemin Defer going fast with Caltrice up on the outside and Primacy up on that leading group. They were being followed next by Spanish Mix. A length and a half further back is Tristalava. Dropping back in the field is Reading, and Runyon is one of the tail leaders with the Phantom Chance. On the railway side they race now, and Bundy Lad showed the way by a half length to Lord Trident. A length and a half Caltrice on the outside of Shemin Defer. Close in behind them on the rails, Palace Rain, a length and a half to Primacy settling in centre field. A length further away, Spanish Mix being followed by Tristalava, and just behind them Soho Square. Reading is a long way back in the field with a Phantom Chance who's second last, and Runyon is last of all. Down the side, 700 metres left to go in the Memsie, and the leader Bundy Lad doing it well by a length and a half. Lord Trident. Caltrice has gone up quickly on the outside, 2 lengths away. Shemin Defer. Primacy now starting to gain ground. They're followed by Palace Rain from Spanish Mix, a good long gap to Tristalava. Reading from a long way back, followed by Soho Square, Runyon, and the Phantom Chance as they make the home turn. Bundy Lad will lead them into the straighter with Caltrice in hot pursuit down the outside, and they're clear. In third place then is Primacy, being followed next by Lord Trident. Bundy Lad going strongly, 200 metres left to go, is over 3 lengths ahead of Spanish Mix, who's coming home well down the outside. Primacy back behind them, followed by Caltrice, but it's still Bundy Lad the leader with 100 metres left to go. Reading coming out of the clouds, but Bundy Lad will lead all the way. It's too good, Bundy Lad. Bundy Lad by 2 lengths to Spanish Mix. Third home is Reading. Fourth, a very good run by Tristalava, and back behind them is Palace Rain, Primacy Weekend. Shemin Defer, Caltrice back behind them. They were followed by Runyon. Soho Square well back with Lord Trident second last, and last of all is the Phantom Chance.
What's this? And nearly, that's it. There's a big body job to be done.
Well, it's the steeplechase season. Caution to the wind now, Sandra. Oh, caution to the wind indeed.
Now Greta Peszek of Austria, reverse 2.5 somersaults with pike. Oh dear.
Here's London Weekend Television. Oh, they're in terrible trouble. Oh, dear.
This is Callaway now, coming to the trout hatchery at a first birdie. Oh, and it's going to be a wet one. Yes, in she goes. And believe me, she is wet right down to her big toe.
Yes, some home videos from Mudgee of Ken Sutcliffe a few years ago. Let's have a look at those dividends from the previous at Caulfield. 6, 11 and 4, the numbers. Bundy Lad, good old Al, 14.40 and 3.60. Spanish Mix, 2.90, and Reading, $12.50. Now, it is the second last round of the AFL. 4 games in progress for
the top race 2, the Peter Pan Stakes, and the favourite, the Banana Lander, the Queenslander, Brave Warrior, at 2-1 early on the tote. Now, I don't think you're going to get that. That's going to nosedive before long. It's actually coming to about 7-4 already, and I think you'll find he starts a bit shorter. 7-1 Just a Printer, 9 Dapper Magic, 10 Dane Win, 12 Stay Tuned. Shystad from Melbourne is at 6.5 to 1. Jewelled Knight at 20, Centre Old 20, Oxford Prince 20. Simulcast best back to beat the favourite at 5 to 1. Mick Dittman the jockey. Roadworthy is at 20 to 1, and Wrapped the roughie of the field at 50 to 1. Thanks, Ken.
Okay, in North America, baseball is currently experiencing one of its...
Kenny, and we might just have a slight hold-up in race 6, because there, still in the mounting yard, is Dane Win. He threw a plate in the enclosure, and he's just being reshod by the farrier, getting to work there. And as there's only supposed to be 2.5 minutes to post time, or just under that now, Dane Win might be a little bit late getting around the barrier. But the latest tote prices, number 1 Brave Warrior is showing $2.10 on the tote, which is odds of 10 to 9. He'll be very hard to beat, but a few favourites have been rolled here today at Rosehill. Just a Printer is out to 10 to 1. Dapper Magic is almost out to 12 to 1. Dane Win, the horse, still here in the enclosure. He might want to go out there, eh? He's at 11 to 1. Stay Tuned still at 12 to 1. Shystead hovering between 8 to 1 and 9 to 1. Jewelled Knight is at 30 to 1. Centre Isle at 25 to 1. Oxford Prince at 33 to 1. Simulcast at 6 to 1. 30 to 1 Roadworthy and 66 to 1 Wrapped. Well, we're going to have a hold up here because, as you can see, Dane Wynn is still being worked on by the farrier in the enclosure using the rasp there. I don't think he's even finished as yet, so I'd say this race is, oh yes, he is. And the jockey, Jackie C from Hong Kong, hops aboard Dane Wynn. An interesting engagement here. Jackie was here last time in recess, in the Hong Kong recess, and rode a winner at Canterbury. And the owners of Dane Wynn, who are also from Hong Kong, or one of them is, has decided to put or to import Jackie C and put him on the horse today. Okay, he's aboard. The clerk of the course there in the red jacket is taking Dane Wynn around to the barrier, and I think he'll be around there pretty quickly. There's the favourite, number 1, Brave Warrior from Queensland. Chris Muntz, the jockey. Chris's wife is also a part owner of Brave Warrior, and he races in those, I suppose you'd call them pink and white hoops. Well, pink's close enough for me anyway. He's still short on the tote, into even money now, $2 exactly as they tell me down the line on the New South Wales TAB. Bookies bet that good a price early, but he's just slightly shorter with them now too. He's been an exciting colt in Brisbane. Some people seem to think that he promised more than he delivered. Probably that's because he started favourite in 7 of his 8 starts. But I look at his form where he's won 5 of the 8. And last start he won an open flying. And I think that he's probably going to be a bit good for these at level weights. That horse there is Dapper Magic. You saw in the cerise, or the mauve I should say, and red quarters. He's one of the chances. Although as you saw, on the tote, Dapper Magic was at 12 to 1. There he is in centre screen, Dapper Magic, and he's followed along there by Grant Cooksley on Stay Tuned, who won the Gosford Classic last start. I really think that Stay Tuned's one of the dangers, if not the danger, to Brave Warrior. He's on the other side of that clerk of the course there in the grey and red stripes is Mick Dittman's mount. That's Simulcast trained by Alan Bell at Randwick. Has also promised a lot and hasn't quite delivered yet, because in 6 starts he's yet to win. But he keeps running terrific races, and he looks as though this longer distance of 1,500 metres will suit him, as so far in his career he's only been running in shorter races. All right, there's Just a Printer. He went to Queensland and caused a big shocker in the winter when he beat Brave Warrior. Brave Warrior actually finished 4th in the Castlemaine Stakes, but that day Just a Printer carried 51.5 kilos and Brave Warrior carried 57.5. That's about 6 kilos difference, of course, or a stone in the old language, and today they've got the same weight, so I think Just a Printer has got the job ahead. Still Simulcast and Stay Tuned going around there with the clerk of the course, but it looks as though Lindsay Murphy, the assistant starter, is around there now in the blue jacket. He looks as though he's going to get serious with this lot and get them into the barrier. I hope he does. Nothing worse than waiting to do your money. You may as well do it quickly. I hope you'll back the winner, whether it be Brave Warrior or whatever. Brave Warrior going in first. He drew the barrier 2, and horses go in order of how they're drawn, except if there's about 16, they go in 2 lots of 8. The only horse drawn inside of Brave Warrior is Shystead in barrier 1. He races in red and black hoops and a white cap. He's up from Melbourne. He's won 2 races in Melbourne at Flemington, both only by slender margins. And it's a tiny bit doubtful if he's up to this class, but those who have seen him here at Rosehill in his workouts this week seem to think that he could be a surprise packer. There's Dane Wynn, Jackie C taking him in. He's got around there all right, and he's ready for his work now. Number 9, I see the jockey's off. That's Oxford Prince, one of the roughies. Wayne Harris, the jockey. And number 12 there is Wrapped, also a roughie. Just a Printer behind him. But only 2 or 3 to go in. It won't be long before they're off in the Peter Pan Stakes, a set weight race for 3-year-olds. And it's been won by some very, very good horses in the past. Last year, March Hare, you saw him win the big race at Warwick Farm last week. Well, March Hare won this race last year, and the year before that was Play or Pay, and the year before that Big Dreams in 1991. That year it was run at Canterbury. Okay, they're nearly all in. Here comes Just a Printer forward now. Just a Printer there, it's easy to pick up with his white blaze. He's drawn in barrier 6. For some reason they've left him to be one of the last to go in. Looks as though he's about to go in. I don't think he'll play up. He doesn't normally. No, in he goes. Billy Dale, the starter's getting ready to climb the stairs. To call the action, Johnny Tapp.
Good, Ken. Set, boxed and ready to go. Starter onto his stand. Gates open, off in the Peter Pan. Brave Warrior not the best out. In fact, he might have missed it slightly, and Oxford Prince went straight out the back. Just a Printer is away very quickly, and fast into stride is Dane Win, followed by Jeweled Knight. Roadworthy showing good pace. Dapper Magic wide out is racing up towards the lead. Shy Stat on the fence, settling down just off the pace. Centre Isle caught wide. Brave Warrior's improving to be a little better than midfield. A length and a half away, Stay Tuned, followed by Wrapped, and then Simulcast, and 2 to Oxford Prince last of all. 1,000 metres out, and Just a Printer went to the lead by more than a length to Dane Win. Roadworthy in the centre. Dapper Magic travelling 3 deep. Shy Stat on the fence, getting a good run, followed by Jeweled Knight. 3 deep, Centre Isle at the 800 mark. A length away, Brave Warrior, followed by Stay Tuned, and then Wrapped and Simulcast, and 2 away last Oxford Prince. Coming down the side, 700 out, and Just a Printer kicked away, led by more than 2 lengths to Dane Win, followed by Roadworthy. Dapper Magic. Shy Stat is now under pressure, followed by Jeweled Knight. Brave Warrior between horses. Centre Isle is carted very deep on the turn, and Stay Tuned as well back with Simulcast, who's flat to the boards, turning the corner. Just a Printer is a mile in front, straightening up. Just a Printer led by about 4 lengths to Dane Win, followed by Shy Stat. Brave Warrior looks to be struggling a bit at the moment, and Simulcast on the outside is getting a move on now. Just a Printer in front. Here comes Brave Warrior, but Simulcast on the outside is absolutely motoring. Simulcast and Brave Warrior go to the lead together. Brave Warrior kicked, and Brave Warrior won the Peter Pan. He's got plenty of heart. Brave Warrior beat Simulcast, who looked a certainty in the straight. Just a Printer third, I think, in front of Dane Win, followed closely by Shy Stat, Centre Isle, and then Wrapped and Oxford Prince, and further back Jeweled Knight, followed by Stay Tuned, and Roadworthy is second last, tailed off Dapper Magic in the Peter Pan Stakes of 94.
1, 10 and 2 are the numbers. Brave Warrior $2 even and $1.30. Simulcast $2 even, and Just a Printer $3.30. AFL, 4 games on. Let's see how things are going.
Yes, I've got to be quick, Matt, because I don't think there's any hold-up down there this time. As a matter of fact, I can see on another monitor they're going into line. Sweet Glory is at 30 to 1, a wide betting race here. Strike High is a scratching. Remember, these are not bookies' prices, they're tab prices. 3 1/4 to 1 Large Ugar, 4 Big Jamaica, 11 to 2 Gourmet Lady, 15 Sparkling Fun, Turn to Rain well in commission at 4 to 1. Don't Babble On, that might be named after me, is at 8 to 1. Stephen King is the jock there. Suprema is at 33 to 1. Mrs. Minerva, Brett Preble at 30 to 1. All roughies now. Rags No More, the shortest of them. Craig Williams at 20 to 1. Direct Star at 50 to 1. Michael Clark. El Katui, David Taggart at 60 to 1. Peter Nucky is on Quiet Princess at 40 to 1. And Clear Money is the rank outsider of the field at 80 to 1. The race is over 1,600 metres. They're just about all in. As I look at that other monitor, as we look at our right monitor now, they're all in line. Time for us to go to Caulfield and our caller down south, John Russell.
It's over 1,600 metres, and away they go. Quiet Princess first into stride, with Gourmet Lady beginning well. El Katui out fast, also Suprema, and just in behind them Don't Babble On, followed by Big Jamaica taking up a handy position. Close up behind them Rags No More. Further back along the outside, Direct Star being followed by Large Ugar, and dropping back towards the rear of the field, Sweet Glory, and last of all Turn to Rain. Climbing the hill now, here's a good go for the lead. Rags No More's taken over at the 1,200. Led a length to Gourmet Lady over on the inside of Direct Star, followed by El Katui. Close in behind them on the rails, Quiet Princess. Half a length further back is Big Jamaica, followed by Suprema. In behind them making a run is Mrs. Minerva, followed by Clear Money. Large Ugo over on the inside is next, followed by Don't Babble On. Sweet Glory in behind them, Sparkling Fun, and Turn to Rain as they race down the side with just over 800 metres left to go. Rags No More, half a length. Direct Star, a length and a half. Gourmet Lady in the box seater. El Katui making ground, so is Big Jamaica around the outside, being followed by Quiet Princess. Behind them, Suprema. They're followed by Clear Money. Don't Babble On a bit further back is Turn to Rain, followed by Sparkling Fun. Sweet Glory a long way back, and Large Ugo is last of all at a packed field as they come up towards the home turn. Direct Star takes the leader, tackled by Mrs. Minerva on the outside, and joining in El Katui, and very wide Big Jamaica, and deeper on the track is Clear Money as they come around the home turn with Turn to Rain's a long way back and desperately needing a run as they straighten up. They're right across the track. Rags No More on the inside, Direct Star, El Katui, and down the outside Big Jamaica putting in a good run, and so is Sparkling Front from the rear coming with a great great run. Out deep on the track, Sparkling Fun has raced up to hit the front with 100 to go. Don't Babble On in the centre, finishing very strongly. Big Jamaica still there, and Gourmet Lady on the inside getting a run through. Don't Babble On. Don't Babble On has won it from Gourmet Lady. Ahead away third, Big Jamaica. Fourth home, Sparkling Fun. Turned to Rain, made up ground, had no luck in the straight. Followed next home by La Jugar. Then Gourmet Lady, followed by Sweet Glory, El Kachui, Direct Star, Quiet Princess. Then Rags No More, followed by Mrs. Minerva. And last home is Clear Money.
Sunday night. From the previous at Caulfield, 8, 5 and 4 were the numbers. Don't Babble On, 8.90 and 2.70. Gourmet Lady, 2.10, and Big Jamaica, $1.90. AFL, 4 games in progress here.
Play match E in the second leg of the double, and easily the best back runner is the John Morris trained Ruslan, to be ridden by Jim Cassidy. Here are all the prices. Number 1, Deposition, almost out to, or no, he's number 2, I'm sorry. Number 1 was out, Big Dreams. Deposition is out to 8 to 1. Clocker is a scratching. Number 3, Committal at 20 to 1. Number 4, Stormy Region has gone for a bath in the betting, showing 9 to 2 at the moment, but he'll get out a little bit in the last minute of betting, I'm sure. Bookies are offering better odds. Nevada Lodge is a scratching. Ruslan at 2 to 1 on the tote. Can't get that in the ring now. Our Replica at 20 to 1. Legal Agent at 10 to 1. A.G. Robinson already ridden the winner here today. Just Awesome at 7 to 1. 33 to 1 Crathy, who's a stablemate of Deposition. Krasnopolsky, beaten at long odds on at Gosford last start, is out from 16 to 1 to $20 even, which is 19 to 1, actually, not quite 20 to 1. Carptingley from Adelaide, I think he'll run a big race. He's into 6 to 1. Alf Matthews has come over to ride him, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes against this opposition. Kosaf is a scratching, and Terralite has been racing against easier company, but she's been racing very, very well. She's getting out a little bit now. Chris Muntz, who you saw win the last race in Sydney on Brave Warrior, is the jockey for Terralite, who is trained here at Rosehill. As we switch to the screen, that's Deposition, TAB number 2, going in ahead of Our Replica number 8. Our Replica ridden today by Aaron Kennedy, who was the leading apprentice the season before last. Okay, let's see, what's that over there? It looks like Crathy, I think, isn't it? Is that TAB number 11? Yeah, Crathy in the second leg, second set of colours, and there's Legal Agent going forward there now. When I say the second leg of colours, I mean the second set of colours for the Ingham brothers, who have also got Deposition in their number 1 set, the Cerise, and Crathy uses the black with the white Maltese cross. Okay, they're all in. Billy Dale is walking around to the start. This is 1,100 metres. They'll go very, very quickly. A man who can keep up with them is Johnny Tapp.
Terralite, inside runner.
Push him off his balance a bit, Jack.
Starter casts his eye down the line.
Just sit there quiet for a second. Just sit there quiet. Push him off balance, Jack, that's it. Now pull him back to you.
Wide out, bobbing the head about.
Right now, he's got his 4 feet.
Set.
Right, Lionel, straighten his head.
They stand. Off in the Concord. Ah, what a start. A beauty. They came out in a perfect line, and Stormy Regent is first to break that line. Terralite began well, so did Legal Agent. Ruslan straight into the box seat. Just Awesome off the track, working hard. Between horses, Captingley getting into a handy spot, followed by Committal, Our Replica, Cravey, Krasnopolsky, and last Deposition. Terralite is flying as they come through the gap onto the course proper, led by a length to Stormy Regent. Legal Agent third, followed by Captingley, Ruslan. A length further back, Just Awesome. A gap then to Committal, Our Replica, followed by Krasnopolsky and Cravey, and 3 lengths away last Deposition as they turn the corner into the straight. Terralite joined by Stormy Regent. Legal Agent on the outside. Ruslan looking for a split, followed by Captingley, and further back is Our Replica, and wide out Just Awesome coming to the 200 mark, and Legal Agent. Legal Agent on the outside has raced up to hit the lead now. Ruslan is squeezing through. Stormy Regent still there. Just Awesome and Captingley down the outside. It's Just Awesome on the extreme outside with Captingley. They go to the lead together, and Just Awesome does a big job to win from Captingley, and Committal third, followed by Legal Agent. Did you see Deposition rocketing home, followed by Ruslan, Our Replica. At the head of the others, Cravey, and then Stormy Regent, who stopped in the last couple, Terralite and Krasnopolsky.
Yes, well, seconds, they're the story of my life at the moment, but watch out in the centre of the track for Just Awesome. In the striped sleeves, ridden by Shane Dye, and just inside him in the red and gold is Captingly. They claim the leader, Legal Agent, who looked home, and then in the white colours with the light blue sleeves, pushing between horses is Committal, who gains third money. But as they hit the line, the one you want to be on is the winner, and that is number 10, Just Awesome. If you've backed him on the tote, he'll pay $8.70 the win and $2.80 the place. Number 13, Captingly, Alf Matthews was second, will pay $2.50, and number 4, Committal, was third, will pay $4.60. That was racing today on the Wide World of Sports.
The numbers were 10, 13 and 4. Just Awesome, $8.70 and $2.80. Captingly, $2.50. Committal, $4.60. AFL progress scores, let's check up on them again. Carlton and Richmond. Carlton got this well in control, 23 goals, 10 to 5 goals, 9. Saints playing Collingwood, and Saints looking even better, 14-7 to 10-10 now. Footscray against Melbourne, and 20-point lead to Footscray, 12-12 to the Demons, 10-4. Geelong and the Swans. Swans were in the lead at one stage, but Geelong looked to be edging to control here, 15 goals, 13 to the Swans, 13 goals, 9. So there you are, Ken. Talk to you shortly.
Good on you. Thank you, Ian.
Over Footscray 3-3 and 21, and at Cardinia Park, Geelong are 3-2 and 20 over the Swans 2-4 and 16.
Front of Lord Trident, Primacy out wider on the track going forward with Shamenda Fur and Caltrice. Caught a little wide, Primacy in the first 200 metres. Bundy Lad, Lord Trident are in front now from Caltrice, and Primacy going up now. Fifth outside, Shamenda Fur, Palace Rain the rail. A length further back in the race, then came Spanish Mix, 2 lengths into Tristalove, followed by Soho Square, the Phantom Chance, and then Reading. Last of all is Runyon coming down the side now, and the leader on the inside, Bundy Lad, a length in front. Second on the outside, Lord Trident, the Kiwis, 1-2, 1.5 further back, Caltrice. Third on the outside of Shamenda Fur. 2 further back, Palace Rain running fifth, a length and a half. Primacy about 6 lengths off the front. 1.5 Spanish Mix from Tristalove, Soho Square, Reading. Then Runyon and the Phantom Chance at the 600 metre markers. Last of all, before the turn, Bundy Lad a length in front of Caltrice. Lord Trident under pressure third. 2 to Shamenda Fur. Then Primacy's about 5 lengths off them. Around him goes the mare Spanish Mix running on, and further back Reading from Tristalove and Palace Rain into the straight. Bundy Lad gave them the slip, a length and a half. Caltrice 2 to Primacy and Spanish Mix down the outside for Shamenda Fur. Bundy Lad in front, 2.5 lengths in front of Primacy and Spanish Mix. Bundy Lad still in front, 100 to go. It's got a big break at 3 lengths in front of Spanish Mix. Primacy can't go on. Reading is late, but Bundy Lad all the way. And Bundy Lad wins the Memsey by 2 lengths. Second Spanish Mix, a half away. Third Reading. Then Tristalove, Palace Rain. Primacy gave them too much of a start mid-race, followed further back by Shamenda Fur. Soho Square, Runyon, then Caltrice, Lord Trident, and the Phantom Chances last of all.
Number 6, Bundy Lad, 11.70 and 2.80. 11 Spanish Mix, 2.90, and third 4 Reading at $19.10.
Just cleaning up the openers on that.
OK, on the Super Tab there, number 6, Bundy Lad to return 7.15 and 1.75. 11 Spanish Mix at 1.45, and number 4 Reading to pay $6.20. This is the...
If he has decided to put his mind really on racing and get it together, he's going to win his connections a bit of money. Riderless at the moment is Oxford Prince coming forward, not all that keen though to go up. Dapper Magic, what an honest gelding he is. Brave Warrior has gone into the gates. We're waiting for Rapt, for Centre Isle, and for the Castlemaine Stakes winner at Eagle Farm, Just a Printer. Looks magnificent, Brave Warrior. First time that I've seen him in the flesh. A lovely colt by Cossack Warrior from Nothing to Do. And he really looks in the pink of condition today, this Queensland colt. Now, Oxford Prince is in, Just a Printer coming forward. A little bit of smoke coming across the Rosehill track in the last hour or so. Maybe there's been a backburn somewhere.
Moving in Kilmore.
Well, they're all set to go now. This is the Bankstown Sports Club Peter Pan Stakes. Ready to run. Racing this time.
He didn't jump all that quickly, Brave Warrior. He's second last on settling down, and one of the early leaders is Just a Printer. Dane Winner's right up there in the early stages, and the same can be said for Roadworthy, and Dapper Magic is out pretty wide. The Victorian Shystad is going through nearer to the inside and improving ground around the outside centre aisle, and then Brave Warrior, Stay Tuned, followed by Rap Simulcast, and 2 lengths to Oxford Prince. Along to the 1,000 metres they go, and Just a Printer leads the way, a bit more than a length on Dane Win, Roadworthy, and wider out Dapper Magic, then Shystad. Jewel Knight in the centre, and off